Amen, amen. All right, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. Now, I'm just going to be quick because I want to get through all the points. The first thing I want to talk about is singing with polish versus just making sound. I remember we were talking about this earlier. Singing with polish versus just making a sound. So now, there's a way you can go, ah, where you're saying a C, right? And then there's a way you can polish the sound depending on what is appropriate for the song you're singing. Maybe this might be more appropriate. Ah, sounds a little bit more heavenly and like chorusy, right? Ah, I don't know where that would be necessary, but maybe on Broadway. So there's a way you can polish your sound. So singing is not just making the right sound or doing it at the right time, but it's also being intentional about what the sound sounds like when it comes out of you. All right, so when you sing, I want you to think, how can I polish the sound in a way that's appropriate for where, like the way you polish your faces in a way that's appropriate for where the event you're going to attend, right? Imagine your sound to be the same way. Polish it for a way that's appropriate for the song that you're singing. Now, with praise songs, we tend to lose a lot of polish because we're praising. You know, it's high energy. We're not worrying so much about the timbre or the quality of our sound. But with the worship songs especially, like I want you to think about polishing. I'll give you an example. There's a song, I think one of the lines are, I do worship you. And it goes like this. I do worship you. Let's try that together. 1, 2, here we go. I do worship you. Now, I want you to purposely try to sing that as unpolished and raw and probably a little disgusting as you possibly can. 1, 2, here we go. I do worship you. Now, I didn't mean sing different notes. I meant sing the same notes, just don't polish the sound. Okay, so it doesn't mean now harmonize. It means still stay in unison, but change the nature of the sound from something that's very intentional and polished to something that's very raw. Now I want you to do the opposite. Flip it, sing the right notes at the right time, but this time polish the sound. Okay, ready? 1, 2, here we go. I do worship you. Good, now we're going to try something else. On the I, we're going to crescendo, and then we're going to bring it back down. Crescendo in music means to gradually increase your volume. So when I do. Now that may not be necessary for the song, but we need to practice doing this because this is another way we can change the nature or the quality of our sound. Okay, so we're going to I do and bring it back down to the original volume for the do. Okay, ready? 1, 2, here we go. I do worship you. Now we're going to do the same thing on the do. We're going to crescendo on the do, and then we're going to bring it back down for worship. So that means we're going to hold the do a little bit longer. We're going to go, I do worship you. And if you can, do the I do worship in one breath, and then breathe again for the you. Okay? 1, 2, here we go. I do worship you. Good. Okay, let's try it in one more place. Let's take the crescendo out of there and put it on the were. I do worship. Okay? 1, 2, here we go. I do You don't go straight to loud. That's not a crescendo. Crescendo has to be a gradual increase in volume. So it's not I do it's I do worship. Okay, gradual increase. 1, 2, here we go. I do worship you. All right, so now you know what a crescendo is. So there are many different ways we can polish our sound, but I want you guys to always think, what is appropriate for the song I'm singing? The way you're going to know what's appropriate is if you take time to listen to the song, especially your worship songs, and pay attention to what they're doing to polish their sound. Because we can't just make sound. We have to make sure we're intentional about what the sound is going to be like when it comes out. The same way you do when you're cooking or anything else you do. You think about the ingredients. Okay. Another thing I want to work with you guys on is just singing in basic 3-part harmony. Sometimes there's a struggle when we're singing to know what the part is supposed to be. And maybe, for instance, let's say the sopranos had one part, but they ended up singing, doing something different, right? And we need to know where to go. Okay, so here's that same song, I Do Worship You. I do worship you. Let's say that was a melody. A harmony above that could be, I do worship you. And a harmony below that could be, I do worship you. These harmonies are usually constructed in a way that's like 1, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5. So they're like a specific distance apart from each other. You have a first, a third, and a fifth. And they usually stay that far apart from each other for most of your singing. And then occasionally they change the distance just a little bit. So I want to practice scale degree with you guys because this is going to be very important for you being able to hear 3-part harmony. So this is going to be 1. 1. Let's hear everyone sing 1. 1. Good. If you have a low voice, you can still get up to this 1. You don't have to sing down here. 1. So try to stay in the same octave as us. Ready? Sing 1 again. 1. Good. Now all my altos, I want you to go 1, 2, 3. All my altos, can you sing that? 1, 2, 3. Good, good. Tenors, can you sing 1 while the sopranos sing 1, 2, 3? I mean, sorry, not sopranos. Altos sing 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have you both do it together. Tenors, you're going to hold 1 while the altos are going to move up to 1, 2, 3. How many tenors do I have?
I never know where you
go. Okay, so today you're going to do alto. You got a lot of tenors today. Yeah, tenors. All right, how many altos do we have? Okay, good, good, good. So tenors, you're going to stay on 1 while the altos move up to 3, and they're going to hold 3. You're going to hold 1. I'll let you all know when to release, okay? Ready, set, here we go. 1. Okay, let's fix the altos. Altos just going to do it by yourselves going 1, 2, 3. Once again, altos, you're doing 1, 2, 3. Altos, what are you doing? Good, good. So you need to move up for every note, okay? Can't stay in the same place. Ready, set, altos, go.
1, 2, 3.
Altos. 1, 2, 3. That was me slapping you in the spirit. 1, 2, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, thank you, altos. All right, tenors. Back in. We're going 1, and the altos are no longer singing your 1 because they know to move to 1, 2, 3. All right. Ready, set, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, there we go. So now we have the first and we have the third, but now we need the fifth to complete 3-part harmony. So we're going to have the sopranos go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you get to the 5, you're going to hold the 5, right? The sopranos by yourself. 1, 2, sopranos, go. That was beautiful. Now do it a little louder this time, sopranos. Ready, set, sopranos, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good, good. So we're going to have the tenors stay on 1. Altos climb to 3 with the sopranos. And the sopranos are going to continue where the altos stop and go to the 5. Ready, set, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Good. Let's have the altos by yourselves. I heard a little sharpness on your 3. Let's do it again. Ready, set, altos, go. 1, 2, 3. Much better. So now, when you sing, follow your sound, okay? When the sound leaves your mouth, if you're not listening to what's coming out, you're no longer connected to the sound you're making, and therefore you can't control what it's doing. As you're singing, listen to what's coming out of you and follow it so that you can correct it wherever the correction is needed, okay? 1, 2, altos, go.
1, 2, 3.
Now think about polishing your sound. Ready, set, one more time.
1, 2, 3.
Very nicely polished. Now take a big breath, okay? That breath needs to go into your diaphragm, okay? You need to push your diaphragm down, fill up your lungs. Now let's do all parts together. Ready? 1, 2, here you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Excellent. Great job. That's three-part harmony. All right, we can stop right there. Time is up. Great job, everybody.